All right, ladies and gentlemen, did you know that a whopping 3/4 of all Gen X still joke about the apocalypse like it's a sad episode of Saturday Night Live? What I'm saying is, while the world is panicking, we're over here cracking up, shrugging like it's just another frickin' Tuesday. But have you ever wondered why we laugh? Why we embrace humor even as things seem to be falling apart at the seams? I mean, it's not that we don't care, it's just we got that true secret weapon. Actual humor. I mean, let's take a look at something only Gen X truly understands, and that is what I'm going to be calling doomer humor. I mean, for those of you who somehow missed that memo, that's the kind of humor that stares existential dread right in the face, shrugs, then smirks. And we're talking about jokes that take on everything from collapsing ecosystems to economic chaos, from world-ending threats to just plain absurdity. And it's all there in a meme or a laugh or that favorite Gen X, I've seen worse attitude. This isn't just a way to kill time or amuse ourselves. No way. It's a survival tool. It's our generation's unique, time-tested way of flipping the bird to every catastrophe that comes our way. We grew up with the nuclear threat warnings, Cold War nightmares, and environmental damage and collapse looming like a shadow over our heads every day of our childhood. And yet through it all, we blasted our music, cranked up that stereo, and kept our heads held high. Fast forward to today, and now it's climate change, pandemics, political unrest, one crisis after another. And what do? We just keep on joking because we figured out that magic formula. If you can't laugh at this shit, then you're done. I mean, look, today's generations, they are practically swimming in doom. You got millennials and Gen Z facing the same set of disasters, only amplified and constant because it's 24/7 on their screens. I mean, they still have the climate change, a pandemic's threat, a political collapse, always being pounded in their face and rammed down their throats. I mean, you name it, they're staring it down. And their reaction? Freaked out, overwhelming anxiety through the roof, I'm saying. And can you blame them? I mean, the world does look like it's on a downward spiral with no brakes. And here's where Gen X stands apart. We don't crumble. We don't spiral. We got this odd superpower. The ability to stare into the chaos and find a punchline. Maybe it's not logical. Maybe it doesn't always make sense, but it works. And why? Well, that's because we were conditioned to expect the worst from the get-go. Every adult around us acted like the world could end any day. And guess what? They weren't wrong. So while the world keeps hurling lemons, we don't cry. Instead, we make lemonade and we spike it with a little cynicism and we make jokes about setting the whole lemon tree on fire. Now, to others, it might look cynical, even a bit dark. But to us, it's how we get by. It's either laugh or lose your mind. And we definitely picked the smarter option. So what is the origin of doomer humor, someone might ask? Well, let's just say it's been brewing since the early days of the internet and before, back before everything got all glossy and sanitized. I mean, you remember when the internet was this unfiltered, chaotic mess, no fancy algorithms to guide you, just raw, untamed humor and a lot of strange forums. Gen X didn't just survive in that chaos, we thrived there. Dark humor, nihilistic jokes, it was all right there. And we took to it like ducks to water. We turned existential dread into a punchline, a one-liner that defied fear and found irony in everything that should have scared us. I mean, look at the memes we share today. The most savage ones, the brutally honest ones. You know the type. The skeleton lying flat with a caption like, "When the world's ending, but you've already been dead inside for years." That's not just a joke, it's a statement. It's our brand. We've seen enough nonsense to know that life's one big mess and there's power. Genuine power in laughing at that mess instead of letting it drown you. And it's not just through the internet. This humor has woven into our everyday lives. I mean, ever had a Gen Xer look at you, shrug, and say, "It is what it is"? I mean, that's doomer humor boiled down to its essence. We're not just passive bystanders in the apocalypse. We're laughing participants, willing to watch the world burn while we roast marshmallows over the flames, telling jokes and making sure we have a good time along the way. And then, of course, there's the meme that perfectly encapsulates it all. The "this is fine" meme. You know, the one with the dog calmly sitting in that room engulfed in flames, coffee in hand, casually saying, "This is fine." That image, that's Gen X in a single frame. The world's in chaos around us, fire's licking at the walls, and we're sitting back, taking a sip, nodding like, "Yep, what else is new?" It's not just a funny cartoon. It's a philosophy, a lifestyle. It hit home with us because that's our coping mechanism distilled to its purest form. The "this is fine" meme wasn't just a joke. It was an anthem. I mean, Gen X doesn't ignore the flames around us. We see every spark, every flicker, every blaze, and we accept it. We're just not about to scream and run around in panic like chickens with our heads cut off. We sit there, we sip our coffee, and if we're feeling generous, maybe we'll toss in a sarcastic remark or two. I mean, it's not about being oblivious. It's about staying calm and choosing our reaction to chaos while the rest of the world loses its mind. Now, at the end of the day, doomer humor isn't about giving up. It's not about pretending things are fine when they're clearly not. It's about looking at the mess, acknowledging it, and then deciding to laugh instead of letting it crush you. That's the pure Gen X way. We're resilient, not because we're stronger or smarter, but because we've learned how to make jokes about our doom instead of being overwhelmed by it. We grew up surrounded by that constant reminder that disaster was always lurking. And our response? Bring it on, bitch. I mean, we got jokes that'll last through any apocalypse. And if anything, our humor is what keeps us going. It's our armor, our shield, our reminder that life may be crazy, but we're crazier. And maybe, just maybe, that's the only thing keeping us from going completely insane. So how about you? You got your own doomer humor moment that gets you through the madness? I mean, seriously, drop it in the comments. Let me know. We all have that one joke or meme that makes us laugh at the absurdity of all. So come on, drop it down there. Let me know. What twisted joke gets to you through the most epic chaos and disaster and lets you move forward? And as well as that, come on, if you haven't already, come by on Wednesday, come by on Saturday, check out the live stream. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's always a conversation and it's always unique because when it comes to Xers, you never know where the conversation is going to take you.